Hi, we're back with the Penguin in Loft, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about the gradient texture. We put the gradient on and we swivel this around manually, but it's actually more accurate to plop this menu open and do it with percentages. So for instance, this one, I can put that on, let's say, 25%. This one, 35, and so on and so forth. But we're still stuck with this thing that doesn't look right. Now, there's several ways to do this. You can actually add a texture, and I'll just put on a new material, and I'll fix this up with the UV texture. I hope I can find it though. Let's see, there it is. And if we plop on this and actually calculate what the unwrap would be on this particular mesh, you can pick this up in Photoshop and paint it over. But that's not what we're going to do right now, because I want to have sort of like a good start and just fill in the details later on. So I'm just going to go into luminance again, and I got the gradient set up, but I want to combine it with another gradient. The way to combine it is using Fusion. Fusion, actually, if you go into it, you have two channels, and you can actually add them up or multiply them. I'm just going to multiply them, and now it looks black in preview because there's nothing in the blend channel. Now we're going to put in another gradient, and obviously we're going to see something because this is multiplied with that. But we're going to change this one, and we're going to change it into 2D circular. Now this looks kind of funny, but what if I just swap the black and the white? And let's see what it does. Do we have the multiply? Yes. Let's see. This still looks a little bit off, but let's put in some more black. And now I can tell this looks actually pretty good. Obviously, I lose the rest of the penguin because it's all black, and this is the luminance channel, so it will actually emit light even though it's not lit. So what we can do next is, once you've done that with the luminance channel, it's easiest to see, is copy the texture by copying shader. It's a stupid name, but they chose that. I don't have anything to do with it. And switch off the luminance, switch on the color map, and just plop this in here. Paste shader. Now if you put in the reflectance and keep this low though, and just put in some lights, maybe a linear light, and shadow is not going to do much good because we can't see any shadows. Let's see, pick up the rotate in object mode, just moving around like this, and copy this light so that we can create a little backlight. And pick the top view and actually let it come from the back here, maybe even more. What am I pulling? This one. And hang on, I'll just do 4 views, and from the top I'll just swivel this around, and you can see that I get this little hint of light on the head and the back. Just move it up a little bit. Where am I? Let's see. Move it up like that so that it moves along the back like this. Right. Okay. So you see what I mean. I should do something with the background because it still drops away, and that's because of the black. But in the next part, I'll show you how to make the loft into an editable mesh and actually get the procedural textures from inside Cinema into a texture map, which we can actually paint over in Photoshop.